Hello everyone, I'm Deborah Leong, and this is part of our beginner series. We did one on forward folds, back bending, shoulder opening, and now hips. So this is hip opening. As always, please listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right, just skip it, let it go. No worries, okay? We are going to be using a couple of blocks if you have them, a yoga strap, and a blanket to pad the knees and to sit on. So feel free to grab those if you'd like to join us. So otherwise, make yourself comfortable in a nice seated position. Okay, so I have my hips elevated on a blanket. You can use a blanket or a block for that if you like. And taking the hands onto the knees, the eyes gently close. Allow the spine to grow tall. And just take a moment to check in with how you feel before you practice. And then bring your awareness to your breath. If you know Ujjayi, ocean sounding breath, feel free to take that. There is a video on how to do Ujjayi breath. I will include a link in the description below. If not, just breathe smoothly. And then I'm gently opening the eyes. And we're just going to do some nice sun breaths. Inhaling, sweeping the arms out and up. And exhale as we lower the arms. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. And exhale as we lower. And just move at your own pace with the breath, inhaling up. Exhale down. So the hips are powerhouses, right? They're very, very strong muscles, the muscles that support and surround the hip. And they can also get kind of tight. So just be patient with them, okay? Don't force. Inhale one more time. Exhale as we lower, and then taking our hands onto the knees. Inhale, arching the spine. Exhale as you round. Moving with breath. Inhale as you arch. Exhale as you round. Inhale, one more. Exhale. Then inhale, coming to a neutral spine. Now I feel like we're going to make circles with the upper body. So bring your heart forward and then just go around in circles with the torso. You could either do this with your hips elevated on a blanket or off the blanket. Just make sure you're comfortable. If you feel any strain in the knees, skip this, okay? Breathe smoothly as you move. And just try to keep the spine kind of long. The next time you come forward, changing, going the other direction. Again, skip anything you want to skip. This is your practice. Next time you come forward, we're going to release the spin, the rotations. If you're on a blanket, go ahead and move that to the side. I'm going to take our legs out in front. Feet a little bit wider than hips width, and just make some circles with your ankles and legs. Let the entire hip and leg rotate as well. And then going the other way. And then we're going to bend the knees, taking the feet wider than hips width. We're going to do windshield wipers. We're going to take our knees side to side, just like windshield wipers. Maybe inhale one way, exhale the other, but just breathe smoothly. Now you can continue just like this, especially if you have any issues with your shoulders. Or if you like, each time you come to the side, you can press off of your back arm, back hand, lift your hips, and sweep the front arm up and back, and then exhale down. Changing sides. Press, lift the hips, and reach up and back. Exhale, lower. Other side. Inhale, press, lift, and reach. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press, lift, and reach. Exhale, lower. One more time each side. Inhale, press into the hand, lift the hips, reach. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, press the hand, lift the hips, and reach. Exhale, lower. Coming to center, we're going to take our feet wide. Does not have to be your maximum width, okay? It can be closer together. That's okay. Just a comfortable width for you. We're going to flex out through the feet so the toes come towards the shins. And this is like we're stirring a big pot. We're going to take our hands together and imagine there's a big cauldron in front of you. And we're just going to make some big circles like we're stirring in a big pot. And breathe. And then going the other way. And then gently release. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees. And I invite you to put a blanket or padding, a towel if you have one, if you don't have a blanket, but some kind of padding under your knees. So hands and knees position, tabletop. Hands are right under the shoulders, knees, hips width apart. We're going to arch and round the spine. Inhale, lifting the sit bones, arching the spine. Exhale as we round. Inhale as we arch. Exhale as we round. One more inhale as we arch. And exhale as we round. Then inhale, coming to a neutral spine. Take your right foot back behind you, curl the toes under, foot still on the floor. And take a moment to draw the lower belly in. Press the hands into the floor. And then on an inhale, extend your right leg back to about hip high, press out through the heel. And if you like, either come onto your left fingertips, or you can extend the left arm forward like you're shaking somebody's hand. Then exhale, lower the left hand. Take the right leg across behind you to the outside of the left foot. Lengthen the spine, inhale. And then exhale, gently side twist, side stretching as you look over your left shoulder towards that right foot. In that direction, don't force. Then inhale, come back to a neutral spine and take your right leg out to the right. Toes forward, heel back. About in line with your left knee, doesn't have to be exact. And then we're going to curl the left toes under and gently bring the hips back and forth. Maybe exhale back, inhale forward. If this hurts your knee, you can also have your foot pointed and just come back a little bit and hold. Otherwise, if you feel okay coming forward and back. So we're getting a nice little stretch in the inner thigh here. And then on your next exhale, next time you come back, stay here for just a couple breaths, a little pause. Again, foot can be pointed if you prefer. And then inhale forward. Okay, so now, if you like, you could put blocks under the hands or just from here, sweep your right arm out to the side and up. And then on your next exhale, release that right arm back down. Come up onto your knee, into a kneeling position. Take the right hand and slide it down the right leg. As you raise your left arm up and over. Little side stretch. And inhale, back up to center. Exhale, take both hands to the floor. Back to hands and knees. We're going to do that little sequence on the other side. Take the left foot back, foot still on the floor. Press out through your heel. Press into the hands. Draw the lower belly in. And then extending the left leg back to about hip high. Pressing out through the heel. And extending the right arm forward. Feel free to be on the right hand here if that feels better. On the fingertips or even on the hand completely. And then exhale, lowering the right hand again. And take your left leg across to the outside behind the right leg. Lengthen the spine, inhale and exhale. Little side stretch, looking over your right shoulder towards that left foot. Don't force, okay? And then inhale, coming back, bringing that left leg up and back and out to the left side. Curl the right toes under, and then we're just going to go back and forth. And breathe. And then come back and just hold for a few moments. Again, foot could be toes pointed, toes flexed, whatever feels good to you. And then inhaling, coming forward again. Left arm out to the side and up for a little rotation. And then exhale, lowering the left arm and coming up to a kneeling position. Slide the left hand down the left side of the leg as you raise your right arm, a little side stretch to the left. Stretching the right side. And then inhale, coming back up to center. Exhale, take both hands to the floor. Bring the left knee back for tabletop. We're going to come into our downward facing dog. So curling the toes under. And then push the floor away from you as you lift the hips up and back. And then on your next exhale, coming on down to the knees. Taking the right foot forward between the hands, and we're going to use blocks underneath the knees, underneath the hands. So having our hands on the blocks, lifting the chest. Gently bringing the hips forward, and create a little bit of a lift in the lower belly, so you get a nice stretch in the front of that left hip and thigh. And then on your next exhale, bringing the hips back and just folding over the front leg. Try not to round the low back. If your hamstring's tight, go ahead and soften that knee so you can tilt the pelvis forward and keep the spine nice and long. Then inhale, coming forward again for a low lunge. Take the hands to the front of the right knee, top of the right knee rather, and press it away to help lift and push your upper body away from it a bit, lifting the front of the belly, the lower belly, to lift the front of the pelvis a bit. And if you like, you can raise your left arm. You can even raise both arms. And then exhale, taking both hands to the blocks again. Curl the left toes under and lift the back knee for a high lunge. And if you like, you can draw that right hip back and fold over the right leg. Then inhale, bend the right knee. Taking the right foot back to a downward facing dog. You can move the blocks to the sides. You can come onto your knees first if you like. And then exhale, coming on down to hands and knees. Taking the left foot forward between the hands. Putting the blocks underneath the hands if you like. Gently bring the hips forward. Open the chest. And then on your next exhale, bringing the hips back as you fold over the front leg, the left leg. And inhale as you bend the front knee again, coming into a low lunge. You could take the hands to the front of the top of that thigh and press that knee away from you, lifting the front of the belly, lifting the lower belly and the front of the pelvis. So you get a nice stretch in the front of that right hip. If you like, you can raise the right arm or even raise both arms. Optional. And then exhale, taking both hands to the blocks. Curl the right toes under and lift the back knee. Lunge, stay here. And then exhale, bringing the hip back as you fold over the front leg. And inhale, bending the left knee, taking both hands to the inside and walking your way around, coming to a position so you're sideways on the mat. And keeping the blocks underneath your hands. If you have the blanket, go ahead and move that off to the side. And then walk your hands forward so your spine is nice and long, arms are straight. So we're kind of in a halfway up position. So where our spine is nice and straight, pushing the floor away from you. And then exhale, fold again. Then we're going to turn the toes out to the sides a bit, and we're just going to go side to side. And then come to the center, bending both knees. Again, the toes are out at an angle. The forearms or the hands can come to the inside of the thighs and press the thighs away from you. Getting a nice stretch in the inner thigh. And then inhale, straighten the legs, take the toes to face forward, and fold. Now, in any way that you like, you can come to a seated position. Take your time. I'm going to sit on the blanket again. And just gently bring the feet in. So the soles of the feet kind of come together. Actually, the outer edges of the feet come together. And the knees go out to the sides. And then bring your hands behind you, fingers pointing away. And I'm going to press into the fingertips to help tilt the pelvis forward and arch the spine. And just see if you can press the outer edges of the feet towards one another. And then exhale as we release. And then we're going to take our feet out again, just like we were before in the beginning, coming off the blanket, like windshield wipers. But this time, we're just going to take the knees side to side a couple times. And then on your next inhale, take your knees over towards your right and stay here. Rotate your upper body, even allow your left hip to kind of roll forward a bit. So you get a little bit of a stretch in the inner thigh there. And we're going to be facing this right shin rather, both feet flexed, something called 90-90. So we're going to face the upper body towards that right shin to the best of your ability, and then gently come forward. And breathe. And inhale as we come back up. We're going to change sides. Allow that right hip to kind of roll forward a bit. Let the upper body face towards the left shin, both feet flexed, and then we're just going to gently come forward. Not forcing. If it doesn't happen comfortably, just skip it or back away. And then inhaling as we come back up. Back to center, and then to a position lying on our back. Both knees bent. I'm just grabbing our yoga strap. And then we're going to take the right leg with the strap, right foot, and just take the strap around the mound of the toes, the mounds of the toes right under them, there, as you extend the leg up. Breathe. And then on your next inhale, take the left arm out to the left. Just hold the strap with your right hand. Take the left arm out to the left in a T position. Rotate your right toes out to the right a little bit. And then take the right leg out to the right and the left knee out to the left. Then inhale, bring the right leg back up to center. Releasing the strap, and take the other foot with the strap. And extending the leg straight up. Notice if you're really gripping with your hands, just relax the shoulders a bit. Only use as much energy as you need. And then holding the strap with just the left hand, taking the right arm out to a T position, rotate the toes out to the left a little bit, and then left leg out to the left, right knee out to the right. And breathe. And then inhale, bring the left leg back up to center, releasing the strap. We're going to do thread the needle. So taking the right foot with the foot flexed on top of the left thigh, and just rotate that right knee away from you. And you can either stay just like this, or you could draw the left leg in and clasping behind the thigh. You can also play with letting the left leg, well, both legs really, just shift over to the left just a little bit. And just see if that changes the stretch in that right hip, and see if that feels good to you. If not, just go back to where you were. And inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, take the foot to the floor, left foot to the floor, and then extend the right leg up and release. And we're going to change sides. So taking the left foot up towards the ceiling, flex the foot, and then rotate the leg out as you bring your left ankle to the top of the right thigh, right above the knee. You can either stay just like this and gently rotate that left thigh out, bring that left knee forward, or you could just stay here, or you could take the right leg in and clasp behind the thigh. And breathe. And if you like, you can either stay just like you are, or you could take the legs over to the right just a smidgen and just see if that changes the stretch at all and feels good to you. If not, go back. And inhale, bringing the hips back to the center. And then exhale as we release the right foot to the floor and extend the left leg straight up again, and then release. The knees bent, taking the feet to the floor with the knees bent, and let the knees go out to the sides as the soles of the feet come together. If you want, you could put blocks underneath your thighs here for some support. And just rest here for a moment. And then inhale, bring the knees back together, and coming into our relaxation pose to take rest for a few moments. So the feet are a little bit more than hips width apart with the legs extended. The arms out to the sides, palms facing up. You can also put a blanket over you if you like to stay warm. Take a deep breath in and let it go with a sigh. One more time, inhale deep. Exhale, let it go with a sigh. Take rest. Let go of any effort in the breath. And feel free to stay here for as long as you like. Otherwise, as you inhale, maybe bringing the feet together, bring your arms up and back, and give yourself a nice stretch. Make yourself as long as you can, including the back of the neck. And see if you can feel like, almost like you're stretching from the inside out. And then exhale as you release, bringing the knees in towards the chest. Give them a gentle hug, swaying side to side. And then make your way onto your right side and rest here for a moment. And take your time pressing into your left hand as you come up to a seated position. With the hands in front of the heart. May you live like the lotus, at home in the muddy water. Thank you. Namaste. So, if you enjoyed this practice, feel free to join us for some live Zoom classes. You can check the link below to find our current schedule and class descriptions. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Namaste.